Hi, I'm Jamie from Jamie's Cuts and Clips, and today I will be grooming 3 Huskies, all of them which were rescued from Singing Dog Farm located at Snow Camp, North Carolina. That is a Husky rescue, and they do a great work. So these 3 dogs, Payari, Ember, and Saber, need a big deshedding job. So stick with me and watch the fur fly. Hi, I'm Jamie from Jamie's Cuts and Clips, and today we have Payari, who is a rescued husky, so I'm not sure exactly how old she is, but we're going to be doing some deshedding shampoo on her and getting all her undercoat blown out. As you can see, you can just pluck it off. So the fur is going to be flying today.
So I start off by getting her wet, making sure that the water goes all the way to the skin. Then I use my blueberry facial on her face to get her muzzle nice and clean. And now I'm using a de-shedding shampoo all over her body that will help keep her fur from shedding so much and get the hair off easier as well. This is a very time consuming process as she has so much fur. And then we're going to rinse her right now. Cover those eyes. Huskies are known to shake a lot when they're wet, so I think I'm getting as good of a bath as she is right now. And scrubbing and rinsing, making sure she's nice and clean, getting all that loose fur off as well. Lots of fur comes off during this process. All right, Payari is all washed and towel dried. Now we're going to use the blow dryer and let's see what happens. I've been bathing Payari for about a year and a half now, and she's really come out of her shell. Before, she was very timid and shy, and now when I go to pick her up, she's eager to meet me and say hi and wags her tail. It's really nice to see that, these rescue dogs get another chance and they have a good home and they're being taken care of and they feel the love and affection that you have for them. It's just so good to see. And I really enjoy doing this to see that change in these dogs. I think it's really great. All right, Payari is all dry. Now we're going to use a brush and a rake and a comb and get all the undercoat off of her. So I start off using my slicker brush, getting all the loose hairs out, going over her body fully. And then after this, I will take my rake and go through her whole body as well. This gets all that deep undercoat out that's stubborn. And then after this, I will use my comb to make sure I didn't miss any spots. All right, this beautiful girl is all done. We got pounds and pounds of fur off of her, and I'm sure she's going to be feeling much better for the summer.
Hi, I'm Jamie from Jamie's Cuts and Clips, and we have Ember here, who is a husky. I've been doing her since she was a rescue puppy at the Singing Dog Farm here in North Carolina, and she's probably about a year and a half now, and she's got a lot of undercoat that we're going to get off today.
So just like with Payari, I'm doing the same process of wetting her fur down to the skin so I can apply the de-shedding shampoo and it can do what it's supposed to do and help with all the shedding fur. Here's her blueberry facial and then the de-shedding shampoo. I've been doing Ember since she was maybe 4 months old. So she was tiny then and super cute, and her fur was a lot lighter. She's really darkened and gotten a lot of fur, so it's interesting to see the change. And she's really become a happy-go-lucky dog, and I love grooming her.
All right, so Ember is all washed and towel dried, and now we're going to use the blow dryer on her. So get ready for the fur to fly.
The blow drying process is very important for double coated dogs like Huskies. they have such thick fur that if you don't dry it completely, it can fester and become like smell mildew. They can get mildew. So I've seen that before, and it's not a pretty sight. So always make sure that you dry your Huskies completely to prevent this. And it also helps with the undercoat as well. You're blowing out all that undercoat, and it's easier to brush after you're done blow drying everything. It just makes the whole process so much easier. So, very important.
All right, now Ember is all dry. Now we're going to brush her out and get all this undercoat and shedding fur off of her body. So first I'm going to start with the slicker brush. Start at her head and work my way down. And after this, I will get my rake. And then after my rake, I will do my comb. So it is a pretty long process.
So just like with Payari, I start with the slicker brush on Ember, going through her whole body, getting all that loose fur out. And then I will start on the rake, which will get all that tough de-shedding fur out. And then after that, I will use my comb thoroughly through the body to make sure that I've gotten everything. So this is very important because Huskies, their fur can become impacted if you don't brush it out thoroughly, and that can create mats. And we don't want that. Mats are not good. So always make sure you brush thoroughly. Make sure you can get your comb through everything to make it an easier process.
All right, now that she's all brushed out, we're going to do her pads, her sanitary, and her nails. Clean up her feet a bit, and also around her neck, we're going to trim a little bit here and a little bit in the back here as well.
So I typically don't do pads and sanitary for Huskies, but Ember is a different case. Her fur is not as coarse as a Husky. It's definitely more furrier, I guess you could say. And she also is still pretty much a puppy. She acts like a puppy. She's probably a year and a half right now, but she does tend to kind of pee on herself because her fur sticks out so much. So this is why I do the sanitary and the pads for her, which I typically wouldn't because most Huskies don't need that.
All right, this beautiful girl is all done. You can see the pile of fur we got off of her. I'm sure she's going to feel much better now. Yeah. Hi, I'm Jamie from Jamie's Cuts and Clips, and this is Saber, another dog that was rescued from the Singing Dog Farm Rescue. And anyone who owns a Husky knows that they're very vocal, so I guess that's why they call it Singing Dog.
So Saber is the biggest boy of the lot, and he has a lot more fur than the other two girls that I just did. He is what I consider like the most Siberian Husky, I guess you could say. The other ones, they're smaller, their fur is a little different, but when I think of a Siberian Husky, Saber is the perfect profile of that. So I'm scrubbing him down. I'm getting all that de-shedding, getting that all into his skin and his fur. He's got a lot of hair, and you just need to stick around to see what happens because so much fur comes off of this boy.
All right, Saber just had his bath and he's towel dried, so now we're going to use the blow dry on him.
So Saber was the winner of the day. He had the most fur come off of him while I was blow drying and brushing him. I couldn't believe all the fur that was coming off of him. It was getting in my face, in my eyes, in my nose, in my mouth. It got everywhere. But I'm so happy that I could help him feel better because just getting all this loose fur and then de-shedding fur and brushing him is going to make him feel a whole lot better. And I'm so happy that I was able to help him do that and make him feel better because that is what I do.
All right, Saber is dry now, so we're going to use our brush, our rake, and our comb to get all the undercoat out. And we'll see if he can tolerate it today because it's not his favorite. All right, Betty, let's start at the top here. Oh boy. Look at all that hair. Oh my goodness. Look at you. Yeah, shake all that hair out. Good idea. Good idea, huh? Where are you going? Where are you going? I know, buddy, I know.
So as with the other two Huskies, I'm brushing first with my slicker brush, and then I will use my rake and then my comb. You can see here, Saber is kind of tolerating me a little bit. He likes to kick up like a horse, so you always got to watch his back feet because he'll definitely kick you in the face if you're not aware. But we get through it okay, and everything turned out great.
All right, this big boy is all done. Look at all the fur we got off of him. He's going to feel so much better, and I'm tired, so I'm going to call it a day. Thanks for watching.